Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Right here is just a very beautiful simple white nail set I did on my sister. I'm starting off by pushing back her cuticles gently, and pushing back your cuticles can do a lot of it helps a lot when it comes to this. Right here I'm using this carbide cuticle remover. Unfortunately I lost it, so I really didn't use it much, but it removes a lot of dead skin on the natural nail. Sometimes we don't see it, but if you use something like this or even your natural sanding bit, you can remove a lot of dead skin and prevent a lot of lifting. A lot of times lifting is caused by, dead tissue on the natural nail plate and just not prepping the nail correctly. And this is very gentle on the nail. I asked my sister if it hurts, and she said no, you can't really even feel it, so just be very gentle either way. So this is the result of it. As you can see, it looks very, very clean. And then I'm using my sanding bit it's a very fine grit. This is what it is. I don't have a number to it, but I'm pretty sure it's like either 180 or 240. It's very, very gentle on the natural nail. And then I kind of grab her skin. You could grab the finger very differently than I do, just your preference. Just be very gentle when it comes to your natural nail. You don't want to overfile because it just becomes too thin. Then just keeping everything dust free. Then I'm shaping her natural nail with a 180 grit file. And cleaning with Sin Swipe. This also dehydrates the nail and preps it for application. I'm using forms for this set. She prefers forms. And just apply the nails. All natural nails are different, so sometimes it's going to be easy to apply a form, sometimes it won't be. It just depends on the person's fingernail. Just be very, very careful because this can hurt. Sometimes if you apply too much pressure onto your natural nail, it can kind of put pressure and it hurts. So just, always ask, is it hurting? Whatever the case may be, but be very, very gentle. Then I'm applying Band-Aid to dehydrate the nail and balance the pH on her natural nails for any oils and stuff like that. And I'm doing one hand first. Then I'm applying Protein Bond twice. So I'm using clear acrylic to build and sculpt the nail. I don't really like to use powder acrylic well, it depends on the brand, but most of the time she changes her color constantly, so I prefer to use a clear base. That way I just change the gel polish. And right here, as you can see, I used one bead, but I'm going to be adding another one for the top of the nail. The cuticle area is thick enough. This part is, I added a little bit of acrylic. So sometimes you build the nail with one bead, sometimes you're going to continue adding. Just depends on the thickness and your preference. Just always make sure you have a good thickness in the apex area, which is the strength of the nail. And then I'm just patting, shaping the nail. Just, that's where I added a little bit more acrylic because it looked a little too thin. So just build a nail to your preference. And when it comes to sculpting a nail, the nail tends to be a little thicker, so just be very careful when it comes to applying too much acrylic. You don't want the nail to be super thick. As you can see, I'm always just using the belly of my brush just to, shape the nail and make sure there's no bumps or lumps. And then doing this will help a lot when it comes to filing. The brush I'm using right here is the Young Nails. I'm pretty sure it's a number 10 or number 8 Kolinsky brush. I didn't like it before, but I love it now. It makes everything so easy. It's pretty bigger than what I used to use, which is the Organic Nails number 8 Pro acrylic brush. And this one just applies the acrylic so nicely on the cuticle areas. I don't know if it's because of the bristles, but it's just so, like, I love it. So just tap the nails to see if they're all dry. And I'm right here, I'm filing and shaping the nail before I go in with my electric file. The reason I like using forms also is because you kind of already shaped the nail to desired, whatever the case may be. For example, in this one is a coffin. You just kind of file off the excess acrylic that comes on the side walls. But for the most part, I love how it shapes the nail. So I'm checking to see if both hands are the same. I know I measured it with the form, but sometimes they kind of are different, so I'm just double checking. Then I'm using this coarse carbide bit. I believe this one I got it from Coupa Ink. It's pretty old, as you can see, but it still works. I need to get, and I have a couple of new ones. So I'm just very, very carefully going around the cuticle first, very slowly, and then I go in the middle with the belly of the zone 2, and then I go, the same way with the side walls. And again, if you apply the acrylic, smoothly, all you're doing right now, which in this case I'm doing, is just either thinning it out or just making it perfect, smoothing it out and stuff like that. So as you can see, my finger placement, the way I get stability is with my pinky. I place the pinky, holding it like a pencil, and then I'm just going around the cuticle area, holding her finger very good. So if she moves, if anything, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna get cut. And then I just kind of, I don't know if you can see when I go down with the thumb just to see how smooth it is. And it's just, keeping it very gentle. Then I'm just going to do it with my hand file with 180 side and just softening and smoothing out the nail from the surface. Because sometimes the drill leaves little ridges and stuff like that. After cleaning and dusting everything off, I'm using Kiera Sky Pure White for all my nails except for one. And then I always set up a dapping dish full of acetone just to clean everything up. Now I'm using Gold Hearted by Perfect Match on the ring finger. I do the same exact thing on my other hand. Then this is the second coat of white gel polish. So depending on the consistency of the color is how many coats you're actually gonna do. Now I'm using Pixie Dust by Kiera Sky. Now I'm going to be using foil on this, so I applied the glue that it came with. It smells like Elmer's glue, but I wouldn't use Elmer's glue. I'm just letting you know how it smells. So I am applying that, and make sure it's dry because then it can get a little tacky. So I made sure it was dry, and then I'm kind of just going over it, you know, just depending, not applying so big chunks, just like kind of like streaks. I really like how this effect looks. It looks so nice, and it's very simple, but it's like so pretty. I don't know, it's just really cool. Now, oh my goodness, this tape is so frustrating when I do it this way. So I would recommend to just tape it without applying glue first, to make your life easier. This was my first time using tape, I believe, so I didn't know. I just figured, you know, better adhesion, I apply glue. Well, it applies. If I were you, I would apply the tape because it already has a sticky layer. Then afterwards I apply the glue on top just for better adhesion. So this way it's kind of frustrating only because it moves around because of the glue. It took a couple of tries, you know, but you see, it was tough. But we got it to put on there. We got it put after a couple of tries and frustrations. So that's gonna be the look. Now I'm gonna have some crystals added onto this. These are little Swarovski crystals. I believe they're size 9. And then I add a little bead, a gold bead, with Mia Secret resin. So as you can see, I always wipe down my gel polishes with acetone if I'm gonna be adding crystals and things like that. That way it's a dry, matte surface. I apply glue, and then I'm applying my crystals in the middle. Just a very simple design, but it looks really nice and elegant. And then I'm just adding those little beads around it. These can be a little tricky too. Sometimes they want to stick onto it, sometimes they don't. So, you know, a lot of patience is required sometimes. So this is the final look, guys. I'm gonna add top coat. I do recommend to use a different top coat, the same top coat of course, but a different one set aside for the foil one, only because it has glue on it, and you don't want to mix chemicals and things like that, you know, and then make the product different. So I use a different one for example, like the fairy dust, the chrome, and then I have one for this one when I do foil, because it's kind of, I don't want to mix everything. Now I'm outlining the crystals with this, and the top coat I'm using is a tack-free Kiera Sky gel top coat. So everything is well secured. So this is the final look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this tutorial. As you can see, it's very elegant, simple, and very pretty. If you guys like to watch or see anything else, go ahead and comment on the link below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.